Girl Scouts. So today we're going to talk about a few different things, but the first thing I want to talk about is that word bliss and what comes to mind when you think of the word bliss. So I know in our Americanized culture, when we think of the word bliss, we also interchange it with the word happiness, which I was starting to do when I was reflecting on what the word bliss meant for me. So happiness is, you're thinking about going shopping and buying like 4 bottles of OPI nail polish, and you get there, you buy it, and you have that instant gratification and happiness that you just bought the nail polish that you wanted and you found the perfect shades. But also thinking of the word bliss, when I think of the word bliss, I think of this unwavering level of complacency and calmness, and it's kind of like no matter what is going on in the outside world, I mean, obviously with the pandemic, you can kind of block all of that out and you still maintain this total level of wholeness, so to speak. So everything in your life is in a good balance, educationally, even financially, or your relationships with your friends and your family. So for me, bliss is everything is in a perfect balance and I'm accomplishing things. And that's another thing, like how I find bliss in my everyday life. For me, finding bliss is achieving my goals and accomplishments, and because I'm very type A personality, so I very much base my self-worth on goals that I have set for myself and achieved and different accolades that I've received. So for me, achieving bliss is getting to that level of wholeness. So, and my next thing I want to talk to you guys about, we have dreams and goals. So every year, on your New Year's resolutions, some people, they set out these new goals for themselves every year, like, oh, I want to lose weight, or I want to make it on the honor roll, if you guys are in high school still, which I'm obviously some of you are. But for me, when I set my New Year's resolution, I always say, like, a new year, new accomplishments. That is my mantra that I say every year. And then, so what I do, I sit down and I write out a list of things that I want to accomplish. And obviously 2020 was no different. In leading up into 2020, I had some big things on my mind that I wanted to accomplish. So there are different things, obviously, that I've done throughout my life. If you follow me on my social media, some of you might know that I just graduated with my master's degree in education, which was a 15-month long journey. I still, over the summer, have to complete a research project. So, I mean, I'm getting there. I'm almost there. But technically, yes, I graduated. And then I have this additional 3-month research project that I'm going to be delving into here soon. And then my sister and I, we actually found out that we have a 7th great grandfather. He served in the American Revolution in Maryland as a lieutenant, and we're eligible to become members of the Cincinnati chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. So that was one of my other goals that I'm actively working on. And then also setting some time aside for writing, because maybe, I think we all have a good story in us, so you never know. You might see my name on shelves. And then lastly, I don't know if you guys can see in the background, you'll see a sash that's hanging up. So I am your current Mrs. Hamilton County, America. And then in July, because of, the pandemic, everything's been pushed back. So in July, I will be competing for the title of Mrs. Ohio. And yeah, I mean, I definitely, like I said, I have complacent deficiency. So I am always looking for my next greatest challenge or my next goal to achieve. And I would say to achieve that, like, it's not going to come easy to you. And if you think these things are going to, then you're sadly mistaken. So to do this, I would say you need to do some research, utilize your goals of people who have been successful and what you want to achieve, and kind of mimic, maybe seek out what they, like, advice they can give to you. And it's all about having a passion and a grit to get it done, and you're not going to stop until you get there. And then different supports that I've received to get to this point in my life. My family, unwaveringly and undoubtedly, has been my greatest and strongest support system. So my family, I mean, my siblings are my absolute best friends, and they have, and my parents too. I'm very good, very, very close with my parents. They have provided endless hours of comedic relief when you feel like you're almost to the breaking point and you just like cannot go on anymore. Or they're my shopping buddies when I need a quick, every girl needs a run to Target once in a while to make themselves feel better. Or running to Starbucks when you just need a little like Java jump to get you through the week. And then daily reminders also that no matter what the end result is, they're still going to be there fighting for me in my corner. And I journal. Actually, I've recently gotten into journaling. I started that about a year ago, and it started off as, again, my journal for the new year, writing down my goals and different steps and how I was going to achieve it. And I kind of almost use a journal as a check-in point to like kind of write down where I am in my goal, what additional steps do I need to get, or any like brainstorming ideas that I have to go along with my goals. So I use a journal as accountability. So I would say my family and a journal, those two things have been my biggest support system. And of course, my husband Marcus, he makes me laugh all the time also. So laughter is important, people. That is one of my biggest things, I guess, is laughter is important to get you through hard times. So then my advice for you girls going into the future and pursuing your dreams and your goals, step 1, do your research. Know what you're getting into. How are you going to get there? How is it going to be achieved? So do your research, get some background knowledge, and be well versed in what you're getting into. Step 2, I would say, is get out of your comfort zone and get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I would say this process has been like prepping for a pageant and getting through my master's degree. This year has been one of the most hectic years I have ever experienced in my life, and it was a lot of stepping out of my own comfort zone and, just really set the bar high for yourself, because if your goals, if they don't challenge you and they don't scare you, it's not going to change you, and you're not going to be the person that you need to be to achieve that end result. So step 3 is clap for others and their accomplishments. You can't sit there and think, why didn't I receive that school award, or why didn't I land that position or that job? Because the person that did receive that award or did land the job that you wanted, you have no idea what kind of journey they went through to get where they are. So be proud of others, and maybe the karma will come back around to you and grace you with something that you want as well. And then lastly, step 4 is use the fuel. There's something to be said about when life totally smokes you, the comeback is the greatest. And like I said, I like to use the people that have said, oh, well, she can't do that. She's never done that before. Or, just the naysayers. I use that, the no's in life, I use that as my fuel and my motivation. And I like to think, yes, I can do it, and I will do it, and I'm not going to stop until I get there. All right, girls. So I hope that answered all of your questions, and I hope you find some of this advice helpful or useful. And if you ever have any questions about any other additional questions on how I've gotten to this point in my life, or any things that I have achieved, maybe I can help you guys establish and set goals for yourself. All right, girls. I'll see you later. Bye.